A very good morning to everyone who have joined us today. I extend a warm welcome to all of you to our Michi webinar today. So I hope all of you know about the session. We have our speaker with us, Rear Admiral VM Doss. So thank you for joining us and accepting our request to speak to this young generation. And also, before we start off with this session, I would like to give a brief introduction about our organization. We are a core Japanese language services company called Sakura Nihongo Resource Center based out of Bangalore. We are corely, into Japanese related services. We provide and cater to all kinds of Japanese related services to both corporates and individual students. So we have been associated with quite a few corporates, right, from some core Japanese companies, manufacturing companies, IT companies, finance companies, and also with a lot of colleges for Japanese language trainings across India. So you can know a lot more about us on our website. We will be sharing a few links of the social media pages. You can follow them and you will get updates about all our activities. So getting back to today's session, I would like to introduce the speaker for our session today. Rear Admiral VM Doss is an alumnus of Madras Institute of Technology and Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He is an engineering professional with over 35 years of wide-ranging experience in the aviation arm of Indian Navy, cross-functional leadership, operations, contracts and project management, system engineering, research development, human resource, training and leadership development, teaching, maintenance, operational logistics, and quality assurance. He has extensively involved in aircraft simulators, design and development of avionics to overcome obsolescence, maintenance of all types of fighters and helicopters operated by the Navy, acquisition of automatic test equipments from the United Kingdom and setting up of the world-class test or repair facilities in India, running a pioneer aircraft maintenance, repair, overhaul organization, etc. In recognition of his sterling contribution to this service, he has been conferred the Ati Vishisht Seva Medal and the Vishisht Seva Medal by the President of India. On promotion to the rank of the Rear Admiral, he held the appointment of Additional Director General Quality Assurance before taking on the present appointment of Assistant Chief of Naval Staff, Air Material at Naval Headquarters. He has been awarded with the Best Engineers Award in 2017 by the Institute of Engineers India and Distinguished Alumnus Award in 2018 by Madras Institute of Technology, Anna University. He has compiled and published a very first book on Indian Naval Quality Assurance Manual, Essence of Naval Aircraft Maintenance Manual, and Naval Aviation Indigenization Roadmap and Guidebooks. He has a penchant for taking on challenges, design and development of avionics, achieving the impossible and implementing sweeping changes in whatever appointment he holds. His passion for indigenization and Make in India is well known in the service academia and industries. Sir, I extend a very warm welcome to you. And once again, thank you for accepting our request and joining us here today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So I request you to take over from here, and you can have the platform and speak to our students.
Thank you very much for a good introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's very nice to interact with the youngsters. I call it as a next gen of our country. It's always a pleasure. Today I selected my topic because I'm from the defense background. I selected my topic is a defense sector, renaissance, opportunities, and future. Okay. When I cover the different sectors, it includes the armed forces, that is Army, Navy, and the Air Force, Coast Guard, and other paramilitary forces, and the Defense Research and Development Organization, and the various industries, major to SMEs are called as small micro entrepreneurs as well. The opportunities were plenty for the youngsters in India, particularly the present situation. So I would tailor my scope of the presentation, covering just to give an overview, opportunities particularly after graduation, what is available from the DRDO organizations, our the public sector units called PSU, as well as the startups or entrepreneurship, and the entry into the armed forces, and finally conclude my topic. I may take about 10 minutes extra if required. Look at the overview. All of you aware in the country we have about approximately 3,200 engineering colleges. It is authenticated information as per the ACTE. You go to Google and check. They say about 5,000, 6,000, etc. But 3,200 as of now because many of the institutions closed down. Okay. And these institutions spread across 525 cities, the town of our country. We have 15 lakh students are enrolled in the engineering, various branches, out of which the electronics alone include about 4 lakh students, and computer science about 6 lakh students as of now. And year on year, the demand for the computer science engineering is increasing year on year. In fact, many universities conduct about 2,000 students only on computer engineering school or school of computation, out of which all of them after UG pick up a job and go to abroad, and for the PG, almost we have about 80,000 students on the PG, enrolled for the PG. Look at the salary, average salary about, if we pick up a job in country, we have about 5 to 6 lakh average. Go abroad, average about 60 to 80 lakh rupees. Otherwise, if that salary goes up to 1.5 crore, depends upon the organization where you join. We have opportunities are plenty, but vacancies are limited in our country. But this is a vacancies are limited, it is only myth. It is not a reality. Okay. I just want to quickly rush through what happened to the past 2 decades of the growth of electronics and computer science. We all of you know the electronics. We are talking about today, we talk about 7, 5, and 3 nanometer technology. There is an advanced one. 10 years back, we talked about 100 nanometer technology. Today, the shrinking. That is the component size becomes very small and smaller, right? And become more and powerful electronics component. Cell phones are the supercomputers of yesterday years. I have been worked with the computers. We have a master and slaves occupy the huge hall, actually, about 2,500 square feet hall. Okay, today the whole thing packed in on small table of your table. That is a part of the computer we're talking about today. Telemedicine, digital connectivities, and the interconnected factors are called Internet Evolution 4.0. This is going to take over the industries the coming years. When we talk about the cars, there is no electronics fitted once upon a time, or 10 years back. Today we have a 60%, 70% of the electronics are fitted in the cars. The drones, we have air and underwater, and autonomous vehicle goes on. Now, the next decade is going to be for artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, and the blockchain metaverse. This is the next decade. Of course, then we can talk about the connectivity of electric vehicle and connectivity vehicle to vehicle, all things. Similarly, again, the 3 very, very important sectors that we call as sunrise sectors, which are going to happen in India. Number 1 is the medicine, medical, biomedical or medical technology. Number 1. Number 2 is the computer science and 5Gs and related activity called Wi-Fi connectivity. And number 3 is the engineering sector. Engineering sectors covers all the other areas of engineering. The AML, as I said, is innovation going to take place this particular decade. So look at the opportunities per se. We have the government jobs. The main provided government jobs include, that is the Defense Research and Development Organization, and the public sector units, and of course the armed forces. Then the startup, the huge momentum is picked up a startup over the 7 years in the country. Next, of course, we have academic sectors, huge opportunity again. And then, of course, the private sectors. We have thousands of industries available in India to pick up engineers are looking for a very, very bright engineers. Start with the DRDO organization. The DRDO, we have about 50 odd laboratories spread across the country. Majority of them in Bangalore. They have something called Recruitment Assessment Center, RAC, which is in Delhi. They are the one responsible for recruitment of the youngsters for the DRDO organization. You join as the entry level after UG, you join as a scientist B. If you are PG or you are PhD holders, they'll be taking you straight away as a scientist C as well. Okay. Now you have valid gate score, very, very important, because the gate is the fundamental thing. Many of all the DRDO organization or the central government agency, they recognize the gate score. The subsequent gate score, you have, that is your eligibility. Then you have, they have a individual, they have a small written test examination, interview followed by good biscuits, etc. And DRDO organization, take it from me, you have every science you call it is available there, right? From electronics to communication to mechanical to civil, everything, biotechnology, each and everything. So the huge scope is available, and they're doing fantastic job actually for inventing and latest technology, competing with across the world of industries. All this, the products, the developed by DRDO organization coming to our armed forces. The further details you can check it up in the rac.gov.in and in government jobs in.
Sorry to disturb you. I think the slides are not changing. Students are not able to see.
Madam, slide not changing. Slides are not changing?
No, sir.
Oh, you want me to reshare again?
We can see the slides, but the first slide, the defense sector. Yeah, now I think it's changing.
So now it's changed. Sir.
Yes, now it's fine.
Not changing?
Now it's fine.
It's changing now?
Yes, sir.
I'm in slide number 3, now 3, 4.
We are on slide number 2.
Okay, oh, that means something wrong, ma'am. Okay, not to worry. I'll get back to this normal mode. Yeah. Good thing you told me. Okay, fine. All right. This is seen, right? You've seen this now.
Yes, we can see the overview, slide 2.
Okay, fine. This is what I talked about just now, the growth of electronics. I talked about it actually, right? Yeah. So this all just I glanced through because time is very limited for us now.
Yes.
Okay, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is what I've talked about. The all opportunities available after graduations is very clearly been seen. And NTT DRDO organization just I covered actually. We have about 50 laboratories in the country. And this is a way to go about it. Actually, there's a RAC is the one responsible for inducting the people for a DRDO organization concern. This available websites given down below, rac.government.in and India government jobs. Okay, the entry into PSU. We have public sector units. We have about grouped into 3. That is a Maharatna, PSUs, Navaratna, and Miniratna. Based on the turnover business, the more than 100 crores, they talk to Maharatna, or between 100 to 50, something like that, Navaratna, and below that in Miniratna. All these public sector units, again, they induct the graduates only through the gate score. So gate is a must for everybody, everything. If you're looking at the central government job, apart from the armed forces, the gate score is the basic for everything. The gate score, don't worry about the rank, but you have to appear for examination and get some score actually. Then only you can be able to apply. Some of them, they ask without gate score, but it's very tedious process. But gate score, you got to edge over the rest of the people. Okay. Then they have a conduct a test and interviews. Again, all this our public sector unit is doing a fabulous job. They're doing very fabulous job. Okay. The startups. They can be able to see
language schools.
Yeah. Okay. Startup, in fact, past 7 years, this is one of the trend we picked up actually. There are so many, entrepreneurs. There are many, youngsters. They want to become entrepreneurs in their own specialist area. We have a 50+ odd verticals available. If you just Google Startup India, you can find so many verticals are there, right from aeronautical, aerospace engineering, or the electrical, electronics, communications, biomedical, services, computers, so many things available, 50+ verticals available. And the past is August 2015, our Prime Minister announced the Startup India movement, and subsequently over the past 7 years is picked up tremendously. And every day by day, there are many entrepreneurs, coming and joining this group of the youngsters. Actually, if we see many of them in 2 years they become unicorn. Their turnover is more than $1 billion. Actually, I will talk about. There is a unicorn become unicorn. There are many guys, 26 years old, 27 years old, they all become unicorn. In fact, next 1 year, we have the India going to produce 10 more unicorn. That is the estimated as of now. We have a girls and boys. They picked up the entrepreneurship. They're doing extremely very well. So what is required? Look at before they just want to see what is the state of economy of the country. The country economy is driven by mainly 3 sectors: one is manufacturing sector, service sector, and agriculture sector. Look at the manufacturing sectors. It is very few. That is a meager, actually, about 16%. Service sector includes all the BPOs and software companies, everything. They produce services. But no country in the world progressed and become economic power only by the service sector. We could have a strong, very strong manufacturing sector. That is very important for the country is concerned. Because of the low, lower volume of the manufacturing sectors, we have to import all our defense products from the abroad, the world countries. We look at it, we are the world topmost importers of the arms and ammunitions. We accounted for about 15% of the global share. 50 to 55% of the defense requirements all met only by import. But things are now changing. The 50 to 55% is coming down slowly, gradually coming down. Probably next 10 years, we come to the probably 20-25% we're talking about. That is the range we are looking at actually as of now. However, the post-liberalization of economy in 1991, the many private industries joined the wagon and they start producing the defense products. Okay, look at the economy of the country. India is one of the world's fastest growing economy. We are 6th world's largest economy in terms of nominal gross domestic production, and 3rd largest by purchasing power party. Okay, look at the defense budget. We get annual about 4,05,470 crores. This is the defense budget of our Indian. All these concludes. This includes only for 3 major sectors. That is the Army, Navy, and the Air Force. DRDO got a different budget altogether. Okay, out of which we procure the tanks and submarines and ships and aircraft, and plus the maintenance of all this equipment, including repair, overall, all the spares were procured. Out of which the procurement, that is called capital expenditure, is approximately about 30-35%. The remaining 65% goes out only procurement of spares and maintenance activities. Now, in the past 7 years, we thought, why can't the spares all we can manufacture in India? So this thrown open the challenges to many startups or entrepreneurs to join and contribute to the different sectors. This is a Startup India. What we need is only about 5 steps. I just simplified and given 5 steps. One is you have idea. You have idea, you have absolutely, you can rule the world. That is the idea one makes you rich today. That is knowledge is a power. Is absolutely true today. We require a business plan and business structure. Then of course, once you have this, you require for company registration and you join the Startup India movement. Idea is a power, I said very clearly. You want to discuss with your friends and the partners our ideas and load of research required and do the market survey. Expert advice to be taken, and if required, even you can look at the previous market research on the similar ideas and similar thing. Next is the business plan. Again, you have an idea that you got to work out the plan. What is the company's going to be description, opportunity in the market as the description, and strategy. You got to work out the strategy. How you going to scale up in future or subsequently, and how you going to manage. How many people going to be in the organization? 10 or 20 or 4 or 5. How the marketing, operational, all financial. Planning is a must right from the beginning. Choose the right business structure. You can have a proprietorship, partnership, or private limited. The first 2, proprietorship or partnership, is very easy, and structures and ecosystem is very conducive. Private limited becomes slightly complicated and takes some more time. So I would recommend only the partnership or a proprietorship. Registration today, the startup India movement, every state is facilitating all the youngsters. You not require a run around at all. Once upon a time, it takes about 10 days or month or 2 months to start registering your company and run around for other things. Today, every state providing, facilitating all these options. The paperwork become very, very, very simplified today. Within a week, you can start your company, you can register your company and start working within a week. That's sort of what we're talking about actually. If I look at today, India is I would say in the world level, we are the third best country in the startup ecosystem is concerned, next to US and China. So within 7 years, we could bring out so much changes within 7 years and become world the top 3. Okay. Today we're talking about the startup India movement to become so-called unstoppable India. This is what I would say. Because so many youngsters, right from 21 onward, 22 onwards, they all joined the movement and they have become a own MD or a CEO of a company today. Are doing pretty well. In fact, some of them, they do very well. Some of them, of course, they could not sustain. They are withdrawn themselves. What is required is long-term perspective, good plan, a robust backing. Very, very important. Now look at the private. These are private sectors which we can have. You have a skill, like in terms of digital design, analog design, signal processing, control system, IC design, all. Then finally we talk about ML, AI, cyber security. You are the right person to start with the entrepreneurship. I can join the movement of Start in India. Electric vehicle, another one. So many people startup, so many graduates gone into join this Startup India movement by supporting all the EV vehicles and do a lot of researches. Research become a service today. RAS, research as a service today. They are doing researches to support the industry. This is some of the private, mentioned over here, just for information. Most of you must be aware. All of them involved in so many sectors. Good opportunities, of course. You have after BTech, if you got a good lucky enough, you picked up in the campus interview and you could go directly join. Otherwise, you're going to go do the MS or MBA, you require a GMAT or GRE, go abroad and do the 2 years course and pick up a job there. It approximately works out to be about 60 to 1 crore, 60 lakhs to 1 crore today. You go to abroad and do pursue your MS. Okay. Now I come to the important things. I'd like to show a small video. I hope it plays there now. Oh, he's not. No, I think it's not playing. There's a problem, something actually. Anyways, okay, all right. Okay, I think I'll play last probably. I have to minimize the screen otherwise and come back to the something problem. Sorry. Okay. I think I will not play the video. Fine. All right. It's all right. Are you able to see the screen now? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll get on to the bit of fantastic motivation video, but I could not do some features happen here. There's a power shutdown and I got to get onto my Wi-Fi. All right. It's all right. Okay. The entry into armed forces is one of the very, very stable career for all of you, the youngsters. Once upon they are scared of armed forces and all. Is a technical job, non-technical job. What do you do and all things? It's going to be a fantastic, very, very stable platform for youngsters. And the work-life balance is beautifully maintained here. Always I'll say that people, of course, they cannot pay like you, like Google and Microsoft. But definitely they'll pay you extremely very well when compared to all other sectors in India, except the MNCs. Okay. and work-life balance is beautifully maintained. The family has been taken care, children have been taken care, your wife has been, your spouse been taken care in all respects, and everything's, all the facilities been extended to you, free rations. That means you got all the meals, you got a ration free, rice, wheat, everything extra, etc. And medical is free. Because joining, you join, young graduate joins, get about 1 lakh plus this, package itself we're talking about after the 6 months, after 1 year about training period. Today we have in lakhs of people lined up to attend the entry examination as well as the test. We're talking about less than 1% the intake rate. That means the 100 people appear for the test or interview, less than 1% only join the armed forces, because selection is very, very tough selection. 300 people goes to the SSB, called something called Service Selection Board. Sometimes you're lucky enough to get selected, 3 of them, they get selected 3, some of them, sometimes only 1 out of 300, sometimes nil, they all 300 come back. So this is a ratio. But once you get in, it's absolutely very, very lucrative things, and it's satisfying to anyone. Today we opened up the NDA National Defense Academy. It was once upon a time is the male dominated area. Today, this year onwards, NDA is open even for the ladies and girls. Then after +2, like the boys will join the NDA National Defense Academy after +2, writing the entrance examination. Today, girls can appear, appear for the examination. They also can join NDA, and right from 12th, after 12th, you will be part of this the defense. Okay. Now the entry into army, there are multiple entries. After the +2, you can go as join as a NDA, and you can be absorbed straight away. After that, you can go to NDA for 3 years tenure NDA. During the time, you can select either the army, air force, or navy, depends upon your order of merit. They will streamline you to stream to the one of the thing. Then subsequently, you do the specialization in that respective forces. Otherwise, the majority of the entry is after the technical graduation. Once upon a time, we take the science graduation. Today, science are stopped. Every army officer or every defense officer is the engineering today graduate, engineering graduate. When NDA, after NDA, we'll give engineering graduation only for everybody today. There is no BSc anymore. Okay. So after technical graduation, there is a call twice in a year. You can apply and directly go for a SSB. You can do that. Otherwise, in your college, after 6th semester, the people will come and select actually. Once selected, they go for SSB, then medical, then you join actually. Once you join, you'll be in the army, you would IMA, something called Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, where you go for a permanent commission officer. We have one in Chennai also, ITA Chennai available, OTA Chennai, Officer Training Academy, you join there. Okay. And the SS Short Service Commission officer will join, goes on up to 10 years plus 4 years. That means up to 14 years you can work, and you can come out and pick up a second career in the civil industries. Or you want permanent commission goes up to, you can work up to age of 58, 56, 58, and up to 60, depends on the rank you pick up. Okay. Now, again, Air Force, almost similar thing. Today, Air Force, in fact, pilot, there's so many ladies officers joined as a pilot and as well as a navigator, we call navigator. Or technically, you can join the technical branch and become, do the ground duty or man the ATC or look after the radar and communication equipment. You'll be the in charge of the workshops. All this happens actually. Okay. And what is the entry? Entry is twice in a year. We call something called AFCAT, Air Force Common Admission Test, called AFCAT. Once they clear, they appear for AFCAT after graduation. Then 6 semester you can appear, or the 6th semester you can apply for the AFCAT, get it cleared, then call for SSB interview in Mysore or Bangalore, wherever required, then medical, and join the Air Force Academy in Hyderabad or Bangalore. I come to the Navy. Navy almost same thing actually. Today we talked about men and women everywhere across the board. You can see the bottom, from bottom we have naval armament inspectorate cadre, which are available men and women. We have pilot observers available, we extend to men and women. Logistic branch, IT branch, now also been extended thing. As you grow, probably next 10 years or 5 years to 10 years, you find every branch today will be filled up, occupied by the men and women equally. In fact, ships will be commanded by the women shortly. We have posted the women on board the warships. They will be the part of the ship and sail wherever the ship goes across the world. Okay. Now, Indian Navy again we have entrance examinations twice in a year, and we have a SSB. If you come to the SSB, they come to the colleges, They're selecting people the 6th semester onwards, 6th to 7th semester. What's selected, filtration take place. Then you go for SSB and go for medical. There is a college entry, university entry scheme that is called. Otherwise, you can appear for entrance examination and go for straight away SSB. Okay. All information available. Join Indian Navy. Go.in. Okay. That in Navy, as I said, is given a amazing ocean of opportunities. I would say. I've seen in 35 years experience. I have gone about 17 countries in the world, and many of them multiple times, like US and Russia. I've been multiple times. I've been about 10 times each country. In fact, because not the same. The government sent me to for the specialized purpose. All these technicals, negotiation, meeting, procurement, contracts, and so many activities happens actually. We have 5 branches in Navy: executive branch, the major big branch, executive branch, marine engineering branch, electrical engineering, education, and medical. We are not talking about medical because medical directly join officer. The doctors directly join. They just given a short training of about less than 6 months. After they'll be joining the hospitals and do their job. Okay, executive branch got a sub, section. I can call it as a specialization. We call it a specialization. We have about 12 specialization available in executive branch itself. You become gunnery officer, you become navigating officer to navigate the ship. You can drive the ships, of course. Then you have anti-submarine warfare officer, communication electronics officer. Similarly, you have a, you can become pilot, you can become submariner. Okay, and you become commandos and hydrography. You can be the sea bottom survey, the sea bottoms. They have a logistics branch. They become air traffic controller, you become naval armament inspectorate, information technology officer. All these branches of subcategory of the executive branch. Okay, come to technical branch. You have electronics engineer, aeronautical engineer, we have marine engineer, and marine electrical engineer. These are the specialization in the technical branch itself. Okay, now you join. As soon as you join, you have a huge, opportunity for the career progression. I would say after BTech you join, you have join the services. You have to excel your profession. With a lot of internal courses you'll go through. Then after some time, about 2 to 3 years, you'll be sent to on leave, that is completely paid leave, to IITs and IISc, NITs, as well as the abroad. We have some of the courses being earmarked, seats are earmarked in US as well as the UK. So it is not the staffs like me. I joined after my BTech, joined the Navy, and it took about 2 years completely, taken a break from service. The totally paid, absolutely paid. I'm part of service. I went to IISc Bangalore. I did my MTech over there, or MS. Okay, so we can become, if you are penchant for education, that is for teaching, you can become education officer after the graduation and teach the school. Education officers can be posted in all this. We have a school, so many schools available. Something called navigation direction school, anti-submarine warfare school, gunnery school, communication school, hydrography school, oceanography school, meteorology schools. All the schools you become, you become like a headmaster of the school. You teach them there and become a registrar of some other academy. A lot of things actually. Look into the completely the academic line. You'll be absolutely till your retirement, of course. Then you do same as technical officer. You do PhD, MTech in IITs as well as abroad. So I see you pick up. Suppose you pick up entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship, or you become a startup, or become a small company. What are MD of this company? How you link up with the armed forces? As I said, armed forces, the top level, you can see this. They all been supplied, supported by the DPS, that is the Defense Public Sector Units, DoD organization, OMB, that is the Ordnance Factory Board, and all the private industry, Boeing, Airbus, Tata, Reliance, etc., all of them. With thousands of the companies in the tier 1, we call tier 1 company. Okay. Then if you come tier 1 company, tier 2 company, the small, you come to small companies. Okay. If you pick up the entrepreneurship or the startups or innovator, you will be supporting the first start with the tier 2 companies only, because you make a small products, could be software, could be hardware, whatever it is. You start with the small products and slowly scale up. You first start with the tier 1 2 company, then you of course tier 1 company, through which then you become after a couple of years, you directly support the DoD organization, the private industries. Sometimes directly can deal with the armed forces, of course, from here directly to the top level. How? I just told you about. Okay. The same thing, direct to can take up indigenization projects. That means you can do some reverse engineering. The thing is about 30 years old, 25 years old components and equipment which is not supportable to anybody in the world. You can take up the job and you can manufacture it or engineer it and give back to the industry. I give back to the defense. Could be a army or Air Force or Navy. Or you can have something called scheme, make one scheme, make two project schemes available. You can directly involve and participate and through that. Again, as I said, directly you can deal with the armed forces by taking projects under the Technology Development Fund, something called TDF fund available. The bill is the in charge headmaster for this to control the fund. Every year we have a company, through the challenges or problem statements available in the open domain. You can just go through the open domain problem statement or technology challenges for armed forces. Then you can just participate. You can just give a solution. Once you give a solution, of course, many of them will give a solution. One of the best solution will be called, one of a couple of first 2, 3 will be called for the presentation, and we like it and get an order straight away, and you can start doing the job. Similarly, we have a directly with the project with the naval units or armed forces, Army and the Navy, or you can be a supplier to the defense spares. Like I said, there's so many spares, thousands and thousands of spares required for the defense forces. Could be Army, Air Force, and the Navy. You can supply these forces. Some of the manufacturing countries, some of them can get it abroad and they become like a dealership, for example. Then of course you have maintenance, repair, and overall of the defense equipment. Is again huge segment to deal with. I'm talking about the hardware. Like a lot of things, we have a simulators. You can maintain a simulator. You can make automatic test equipment, hydraulic hoses. They all been done here in country now today. Once upon a time, it was imported from France and German. Today, these all been manufactured in Chalam, Bangalore, and Chennai, etc., etc. There's so many thousands of industry today supporting our defense, directly or indirectly through the tier 1, tier 2 companies. I just given a small example. That's it. Okay. Again, you can repair of equipment, huge equipment. Today, if I induct the equipment for a defense, it be radar or communication equipment or any instrument, the instruments or equipment stays for next 25, 30 years. That's the life we're talking about, because the investment huge today. That huge investment cannot be wasted, cannot be thrown away just like that. Instead of that, what we do is we maintain the equipment for 25 years beautifully. We can be part of the agency, or you can have open up a shop or a repair center where you can take up that job for a repair and give back to the industry, or give back to the defense, as well as the tier 1, tier 2 industry or HIL directly. You can, these are so many. I've just given a small area example to appreciate your thing. Sensors, a display, engines and pumps, actuators, so many thousands and thousands we can list actually. Okay. Now again, software. There so many industries, supporting armed forces. They develop a mission critical software directly through us or through the Bell and HIL. Again, automatic power management systems for the ships and submarines. We have test program software for automatic test equipment. Crypto coding and decoding is one of the prime the sector today. Everyone talks about us, the industry outside talking about cryptographic, to even defense. We talked to crypto right from the beginning of the past 5 decades. We are talking about, and one of the very, very important sectors we can enter. Of course, integrated logistic management as a supply chain picking up. Amazon, you see Amazon, Flipkart, and other things. We also have a integrated logistic management systems, all completely automated, and we want to make it more efficient actually to cater for this just in time. As I said, the supply of spares. This is all just given as sample examples. This equipment could be the accessories, could be the part of the engine, part of the airframe, part of the ship, part of the tanks and the batteries, and every ship, I would say, but every aircraft, for example, aircraft got about a 1 lakh inventory. That means right for nut and bigger items, it take a 1 lakh inventory. One aircraft got, one Boeing has got actually. Similarly, ship has got almost about 50 to 40,000 spares. You can inventory is available with us. So if you add together, it got millions of inventories. Depends on types of aircraft, types of ship, and types of tanks. Imagine the requirement. That's why I said 65% of the armed forces, the budget goes only for the revenue requirement, meet the revenue requirement. That is for procurement of spares and running the day-to-day life, repair of those components actually. So it can be very, very effective part of the supply chains. Okay. Then I would, I think there already be our shortage of time, and I would like to interact with more with students by answering questions to them and like to take up a job. Questions. I would say that the opportunities are the plenty, and we are the one to prepare ourselves to grab this opportunity. That is a must actually. The competition everywhere they exist. There is no competition, no challenges, of course. That you cannot, the improvement, competition, challenges, it go on forever. So we have to prepare ourselves. And I would say all the very best for all of you, and wish you a very wonderful career ahead, and God bless. Okay. Just I will just say that some other thing. Okay, this is Jahid, and quote. I remember a quote actually. Dr. APJ, our beloved former president, have a dream before your dreams can come true. So all of you to have a dream. What you become, what you think, and you become actually. It is a practically happened to many of us, and happened to me by myself. When I was young, the +2, I joined only 10th and 10th onwards. I joined only armed forces or IPS. So armed forces, I joined armed forces. When I became graduation, that time I said I want to go to only MIT in Chennai. That is the best institution that particular time after graduation. So I went to Chennai, MIT. Then I was sitting there. I said I want to go to not IIT. I want to go to only Indian Institute of Science. I thought about this. I went to IAC. I wanted to become I want to go to NASA, of course, but I wanted to become aviation specialization. I got into aviation specialization and worked on all the fighter aircraft and helicopters, and designed so many things for the aviation. So you have to think, and as you've seen, that's what APJ says. Every sentence, every word got a huge meaning in it. Actually, you think you are more powerful as your thoughts. Your thoughts should be, ideas should be very powerful. So with that, thank you very much for giving me opportunities. I think now I'll take up the questions, and let us make it a more interactive session, I would say. Thank you.
So thank you very much for that inspiring talk and sharing so much of information with all of us. I think a few of them have already asked for a few questions in the chat box. So let's, I think, answer them first. So there's one question regarding.
Can you share a small video which is good? I want to motivate the people. Actually, don't mind.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Just a second. I just share a video. Let me see now.
Okay.
Some of you must have seen. I'm not sure about it. Can you see? Can you see now? Can you see now?
Yes, sir. We are seeing.
You can see that.
Yes, we are seeing it, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, we can't hear the.
You can able to hear the audio, madam?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You can't see audio. Oh, one second, please. Let me, very important thing. That's what I want to tell you guys. Can you see the audio, madam, now?
The video is also not playing.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, possible. Can see now?
The video is seen, audio is not heard.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Actually, I could not. I don't know.
No problem.
No, that's okay. There are subtitles.
Subtitles, it's fine.
Watch it. Yes.
Yeah. This you must have seen this video. This happened about, yeah, probably about 4 or 5 days back. And one of my friend he shared to me, and some of them it is in the aware, of course. It happened, and one of the again one of the officer, actually Lieutenant General Dua. Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, sir, we are hearing you.
Okay. Lieutenant Commander Dua is, of course, Lieutenant General Dua is retired from army, and he, through his network, he contacted Uttaranchal and picked up this boy. They sent him, get this guy, and he has to be recruited to the army. You find him, he'll be joining army very shortly.
Yes, sir.
So
They're really.
what I'm saying is, look at this man, his determination. He's, of course, he cannot be officer, but he'll be a wonderful Jawan. He's not studied much, you see, 10th standard or probably 11th standard, you see. So this is, I just want to show you the determination and aspiration of the people actually to take you to the absolute level. Yeah, now I'm ready to take on the questions, ma'am.
That
Thank
was
you,
really
sir.
a very motivating video, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would request all the participants, before you ask a question, there is a raise hand option on Zoom. Please click on that option and we will call out your names and then you can ask your question. Before that, we will finish off with the questions in the chat box. So the first question, regarding GMAT and MBA studies, which stream would give maximum merit of employability in India?
GMAT and
MBA.
NDA, madam.
MBA.
Oh, MBA. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah. See, this is today there is a huge opportunity even for MBA graduations. Now the important, I've been now in the academia to now. I joined this Amrita Institute of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, and I see how the placement taking place. I'm very close associated with even the HR and the placements. MBA, everybody does today. You can do, many of them become online. Some of them do the in-campus courses. But online MBA, it is only for the sake of adding a degree in your just begin the name, nothing else actually, I would say. The institution makes a difference when you do any courses, not only MBA, even for any engineering as well as even the science. So you pick up MBA is a fantastic option. Pick up a job, pick up a good institutions and join MBA is absolutely fine. You can be in country. But if you decide to go abroad, for example, go to Canada or US or Australia for pursue your MBA or the management curriculum, then of course I would say the GMAT is the best for the US and go. And IELTS is available enough for the Australia and Canada is concerned. But many people gone, many of my friends, children, they have appeared for the GMAT. They scored beautifully, very well. They gone to US. Within 6 months' time, they have a job fast. He got placed and he got a stipend from the institutions, that organization, next for 1 year. So if I dare to dream bigger, I would say please try for a GMAT. Or you want to be your in country to support your family and your the society, of course please go for a option MBA. Today IIMs and or nothing, IIMs are much more better or equivalent to the abroad universities.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, to get inducted as an officer in submarine, the candidate needs to select marine engineering as his option during the training period.
Absolutely right. You are right, actually, because you joined as the electrical branch or engineering branch, as a technical officer, could be engineering, electrical, whatever it may be. First, you will be the general mariner. You go through the initial phase of that phase about 1.5 years. Depends upon the engineering graduate or electrical engineering, depends upon which specialization. You go to something called INS Shivaji, which is Lonavala, Pune. Or you go to Jamnagar, INS Valsura and Jamnagar is part of Gujarat. If an electrical officer goes there, you finish after 1.5 years, Then you have option to choose to submariner. Then you go for a medical examination. No other examination, only medical test required. And once you clear the medical test, they'll go through the small curriculum, the part of training. Once successful completion training, you'll be posted in submarine.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, they would like to know about foreign languages taught to those in the defense sector.
Yes. In fact, in Delhi, all of us get opportunity to join the foreign language courses. Every course, almost about 20-25 languages being taught for all of us. Many pick up a Chinese, some other pick up Japanese, some other become Russians, some other languages, of course, Sri Lankan. There's so many languages that are available there. Because the embassy, they conduct their languages. We have about 60 odd embassies available in Delhi. That means so many 60 odd countries have opened up their outlets office in Delhi. Okay, and we are the second, third largest in the world having number of embassies concerned. Okay, so these embassies offer the courses regularly, free of cost. You want to go to Japanese, want to learn Japanese, Japan, the embassy is there, they conduct courses, but time is limited, time is given. You can join the course and you can learn the courses. But most of the morning time, only morning 8 to 9.
Thank you, sir. Next one is, could you please let us know what is the scope for BA in armed forces?
Oh, BA, there is no scope available as of now, madam. As I said, the technology, the entire world is moving, technologically oriented to technological. Without technology, nothing happens in the world today. The technology revolution is every sector, right from agriculture to the space sector. But now, only one option is the BA and LLB. You become lawyer, and you can please join. Absolutely no problem at all. Otherwise, the BA, you can join as a normal, clerical cadre. For example, the lot of, the Delhi, particular Delhi and other places, we required office assistants. They become, personal secretary or prime personal secretaries, private secretaries, or assistant actually, or lower division clerk, upper division clerk, UDC, LDC, those things are all. Those places, of course, the avenue is open and open again, open category. Many people gone after BA. They done the secretary courses and joined all this what I mentioned, these appointments, positions.
Okay. Next question is the scope for BSc Physics in armed forces.
BSc Physics and BA both are same unless otherwise, because now the officer cadre is concerned, we have fixed the bottom line is only the engineering. Every officer is basically engineer. That is fixed now. For BSc graduations, what they can do, of course, they cannot become officer, of course. Now they can join only as a, the lower level, become a sailor or army, airman or army jawan, soldier. That is possible. That is open. I see many of the guys who are, villages, towns, small towns. They have completed the graduation like, BSc Physics or Mathematics or the BA. And they are part of the NCC. They have again completed, A certificate, B certificate, and C certificate, some of them. And they joined the army, the lower rank, not officer level.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next question. If someone wants to join NDA post 12th standard, is there any specific stream they should have studied? Also, is it a must to be with the science background?
Max physics chemistry is a must actually for NDA, madam.
Okay.
You can't become economic, the commerce branch, graduate, and you can go. Commerce stream cannot go into the max physics chemistry because you have to do a lot of mathematics involved and a lot of calculation involved. Of course, though we have automation, everywhere automation, but you require a basic skill of the mathematics and physics and chemistry.
Understand. Thank you, sir. According to you, which exam is good for flying in Air Force, CDS or AFCAT?
AFCAT is the best one actually. Now the standard is AFCAT as of now. So please prepare. It's very simple AFCAT, not a big issue. There is a books are available, AFCAT, the model questions available, papers are available. You can just, prepare yourself, even 1 month enough, you'll become a best in AFCAT. Most of them, one is, they have a section which show the, test your language, that is English ability, the aptitude can be, it's common for everybody who are preparing for a railway examination or bank examination. Aptitude is a must for everybody. Then of course, mathematics, aptitude, and the language. The 3 areas only, you have to excel 3 areas. And you can clear the AFCAT. After AFCAT, the main thing is the SSB, as I said. SSB, 300 people go, sometime only 3 get selected, sometimes 4, sometimes 0. So you have to be, we have in fact Chennai and Bangalore and other places, we have now the retired armed force officers. They have started a small, training center. Some of them offer training free of cost, actually. You're not required to pay at all. They're ready to help you. They're ready to teach you how to go about, how to face a SSB. Everybody can almost, above average people can pass the AFCAT examination, but SSB is the very toughest one to crack. At SSB, most of them, 90%, 95% plus crack the all other exam, physical test, group discussion, everything can be smoothly, can go through everything, except psychometry test. Psychometry test, even I'm not aware what kind of question you will ask, because they are all psychologists, they're trained for that purpose.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next one is, they want to know if the defense service must be made mandatory or compulsory for few years in India, like in other small countries like Singapore, Korea.
Absolutely, you are right, madam. Actually, like Singapore, we have small country. Of course, we have 1.4 billion. Our population is very difficult for us, but still we have. In fact, you see our late General Rawat. One of the things is he said aspiring candidates, the graduates can they come and join us actually for a couple of years or 1 or 2 years and see the life of the thing. Some of them like it, some of them may not like it. They cannot able to sustain even a 2 months actually. A lot of restriction. You have to have, once you joined, you all have a freedom. As soon as you joined armed forces, there's no freedom for you. There's no freedom at all. There is only one drawback. There's no freedom to speak, no freedom to write, no freedom to join any political things. Absolutely lost all your freedom. You have freedom only to work in the armed forces, nothing else. So very difficult actually with the restricted life. You have to be very disciplined thing, initial part of the life. Many of them may not sustain. Some of them will run away from the place actually. Some of them they cry and the parents will come and take them away. Some of them dropped it in 2-3 months. But this all talk about less than 2% or 3%, not more than 2%, I would say. The sustain, once you're able to sustain, but first 6 months, then of course you set your life and you set your pattern, and of course goes on after that. That is not enjoying the life,
Next question. What kind of opportunities can a person with commerce background like finance and accounts look forward to in this defense sector?
No, again, I would say, madam, if directly they cannot join the fighting forces, the armed forces, but they can join the support services. As I said, every office is required in Delhi, or we have the naval headquarters, army headquarters. We have the headquarters, or we have a command headquarters. A lot of offices available where they can join us to assist us actually. As I said, they can become a clerical job, or they can become a secretary's role. Those kind of thing you can join. Otherwise, become a commerce graduate per se. There is no, you cannot join directly in the fighting force.
Okay. So one last question for today. How can I join IAF as a fighter pilot after graduation in BTech?
I said the same thing. After graduation in BTech, twice in a year they call for a AFCAT. That is a Air Force admission test is there. Please look for the thing AFCAT. There is a month of March and the month of September comes, August, September comes. Appear for AFCAT, and once you get a AFCAT examination done, as soon as you go to, you'll be called to the service selection board, which is wherever nearby area you have we have a spread across the 4 or 5 centers in India, where we are close to Mysore or Bangalore, you'll be called accordingly. Once you go there, the first test performed is the aptitude test for the flying. The first test. You have passed this first test, then you'll be, your SSB be held and you will come out. If you clear the SSB, then you go directly as a pilot only. So you go to SSB, they ask you, you want to become pilot? Yes. Then they will give you one more, there's something, a simulator available, simulator. You fly the simulator and they see how you are flying. You have, that means you have be able to fly the simulators. That means a good. You are selected for the SSB on this pilot only. So once you clear SSB, they either Navy or Army or the Air Force, they will send you because you are cleared for flying. It's called PPT. So you go only for the as a pilot. You fly. You join the flying branch. We call it flying branch.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I think I request the others, whoever have any questions, to share your messages on the WhatsApp group that we have created. We will share it with sir, and once we get the responses, we will share it back with you.
Excuse
Or
me.
you can call. Now also you can directly can speak, no issue at all. I don't have any problem. If you have a time.
Manasa-san,
Yes, ma'am.
there is one question from Banu Ravishankar,
Yeah, please, ma'am.
isn't it? Are
Let-
you able to see it in the chat?
Yeah, I could see that. No, you can ask me a question, no issue. But I can talk, no issue.
Okay.
To what extent is machine learning, artificial intelligence, computers given importance in the defense, given the current trend of youngsters?
Oh,
aiming
the
for
current
this?
trend is, in fact, the past 2 years, we are absolutely moved towards the AI and the ML. As I speak, about 65 projects going on Navy itself, as I speak. Okay. I'm the first one to introduce the AI projects in the defense and particularly naval aviation, where we have the intelligence, the data has been gathered and the package been developed. One of the guys, one of the small, again, entrepreneurship, small, he just started up a startup, actually, of 3 years old startup, and he did a fabulous job for us. And all data has been acquired from the sensors on the picture on the aircraft. Those being analyzed and been used for a maintenance purpose. Actually, we call it a predictive maintenance. How the equipment, when you're going to change, what kind of equipment could be required to be touched, what kind of servicing required, actually. The predictive analysis, number one. Okay. Similarly, you've got a huge role everywhere to play. Today, we're talking war gaming and even the mission computers, mission control systems. They have a lot of sensors going to come. Actually, they have a radar, they have a sonar, they have a lot of cameras, all the sensors coming. Those to be analyzed by the AI, ML, the processor, the package, the software package will be the model will be embedded with the system itself. And the huge scope. Now we are addressing how we are in a future system. Of course, the AI, ML has become easy to infuse, but the legacy system, you don't have a scope to built-in push this module. Where you fit in the module. There a little bit of work is going on, but still possible. We can even be trying to work with the Bharat Electronics Limited and Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, how to implement the MLA logic to the legacy system. Legacy means old systems. A huge scope, huge scope.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I think Meghna-san has raised her hand. She wants to ask a question. Meghna-san, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, sir. This is Meghna. I'm studying 8th class currently right now. So actually, I've already joined NCC. I'm preparing for A certificate exam, and I would like to suggest any way to join NDA.
Yeah, please. NDA small again. The very simple. The books are available. Any bookstore you can even order through the Amazon. NDA just book. Entrance examination book. That NDA is coming so many, 5 decades, 6 decades is going on. NDA, is there. Now the books are plenty of books available. Pick up any books. You can just go through it. It's not easy at all. As I said, it's very simple language. The aptitude, little mathematics. That's it. Okay. Once you have this kind of combination of knowledge, is very easy to get through. And it's better to get through easy to get through NDA immediately after your examination over. In fact, we all, children, our children, they all appear the examination just during the 12th itself. They don't even expect, don't wait for the 12th completion. Just during 12th, the first beginning of 12th, the month of August, July, August, September, that is the time you should apply actually NDA and clear it first off itself. That is the best time.
Sir, any opportunities for girls?
Come again, sorry.
Sir, any opportunities for girls?
Yes, girl, I said NDA, the opportunity now for you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now this year onwards, this year onwards, NDA is open to even the girls.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you should prepare. In fact, this is the right time to do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please.
I hope I've answered all the questions. Okay. So with this, I think we come to the end of today's session. So thank you very much for sharing so much of information and patiently answering so many questions from our students. We look forward to having more talks from you, and we keep in touch with you. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for also accepting our request and joining with us today, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to the mold to the so-called the next generation. In fact, very, very important for us. We all we are spread about I'm of course 58, 59 years old now. So what we can do is to give back to the society, to mold the next generation, so that our countries become powerful in the economy as well as in terms of safe and secured. So all of you guys will the future generation will take care of our the country. That's more important. And I would thank everybody to give me the fantastic opportunity actually to share my thoughts. In fact, you can in future also something required, please let us know, and I will always forthcoming to share my thoughts to the youngsters.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Jai Hind. Have a wonderful day. All the very best again. God bless you guys.
Jai Hind, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.